In Italy, there's actually no traditional dish called pasta primavera. Pasta primavera is instead an American dish invented in the 1970s. In this video, we'll show you something better. Two traditional Italian dishes that certainly served as inspiration for the so-called pasta primavera. Let's start with the most likely inspiration for pasta primavera, pasta all'ortolana, which translates to garden pasta. In this recipe, we combine several vegetables that often pop up in Italian garden pasta: carrots, celery, spring onions, peppers, and eggplant. Here we are also adding some zucchini. And we're going to finish it all off with a creamy Parmigiano sauce. The tastiest version of this pasta is unfortunately the least visually appealing, because the more finely you mince the vegetables, the more intensely flavorful the sauce. In this recipe, we're striking a compromise between flavor and presentation. We mince the carrot, onion, and celery, and add them to a pan covered with a few tablespoons of hot, extra virgin olive oil, and then let our minced vegetables simmer to build a base of flavor for about 5 minutes. When the minced vegetables are tender, in go the peppers, zucchini, and eggplant. For the peppers, we've minced half and julienned half. And we've simply diced our zucchini and eggplant, leaving just a few larger bites of those as well for presentation. To really make the sliced peppers pop, you can, if you like, give them a quick blanch before adding them to the pan, like we've done here. And we cook our vegetables for about a minute. Then it's time to add a bit of white wine to deglaze the pan and pull all of that flavorful oil off the bottom and into our pasta sauce. Then, we just cover and simmer on medium heat until the bigger vegetables are tender to suit your taste. In the meantime, we toss our pasta into boiling water and cook according to the package instructions for al dente, which literally means to the teeth in Italian. Here we have made peachy pasta by hand. Check out our video recipe to learn how to make handmade peachy pasta yourself. Otherwise, just use spaghetti, linguine, or your favorite pasta. The pasta cooked, we save the pasta water, and we combine the drained pasta with our fresh and delicious vegetables. To make our pasta primavera extra delicious, we're going to make a fast and easy cheese sauce to go with our garden vegetables, and we do this off the heat. We're going to make our cheesy sauce just like it's done in Italy, not with heavy cream or a ton of butter. Rather, we're going to start by adding a few ladles of hot, starchy pasta water to form a creamy sauce base. Then, we add a few tablespoons of butter and finely grated Parmigiano Reggiano cheese. Then we just stir the fats, the butter and the cheese into the pasta. This process of mixing fats in at the end, off the heat, is called the mantecatura in Italian, and it's the same way that we finish off a risotto. Once you try pasta primavera like this, you are never going to be satisfied with commercial or restaurant versions. And you always want to use the real Parmigiano Reggiano cheese for this. It's a touch expensive, but a little goes a long way. It's so intense in flavor, and there's really no alternative. Avoid so-called Parmesan, as in many countries this word can be used to refer to any number of aged cheeses. Look at that lovely cheese sauce. One easy and authentic alternative to pasta primavera is ready. Shall we eat this or whip up one more? I say we head to Rome for one more traditional take on the pasta primavera. Pasta Vignarola Romana. The spring vegetables mix is often combined with pasta. Now we're going to show you how to make a version of Vignarola pasta with a creamy cheese sauce, which is also one of the common features of the pasta primavera served abroad. Let's take a look at the ingredients. Vignarola literally means between the grapevines. The dish is named for its ingredients, all of which were traditionally grown between the vineyard rows in springtime. Vegetables like peas, lettuce, artichokes, spring onions, and fava beans, making it literally a pasta primavera since it's a celebration of spring vegetables. We start as we do for most Italian pasta sauces, with a base of delicious and nutritious extra virgin olive oil. And we just add some tender spring onions, and to cook them, until they begin to turn translucent. As you can see, just like the garden pasta, this dish is very fast and easy to make. Want to make this dish even faster? Frozen peas or fava beans will work as well. Vignarola Romana is extremely low in calories. The only fat is coming from the heart-healthy olive oil that we've just added. Any vegetables that take longer to cook go in first. In our case, that's the fresh artichokes. Canned artichoke hearts, without seasoning, are also fine in place of fresh artichokes. If you're using canned artichoke hearts, you can add them along with the beans and peas. A little extra water. We simmer the onions and artichokes for 5 minutes. And in go the peas and fava beans, sometimes called broad beans.
Into the mix. Dentro. Dentro.
And we cook the vegetables with the lid on for about 15 minutes. After the 15 minutes, it's time to check for tenderness. Cook the vegetables more or less depending on how crunchy you like your vegetables. When we're satisfied, it's time to add our lettuce and some beautiful mint. That's right, mint. We are just using spearmint here. However, traditionally, Roman mint, or menta romana, was used in dishes like this. Fun fact, is often called pennyroyal, and in times past was as valued for its medicinal uses as it was for its culinary ones. However, due to toxicity issues, it's not often used in modern times. Although some Italian cooks wedded to tradition still do add it in small amounts to classic Roman recipes like this one, or Roman tripe. So that's it for our spring vegetables. Time to move to the pasta part of our dish. There's no one way to make vignarola pasta. However, we think this version does justice to the Roman tradition. Fresh fava beans and pecorino cheese are a famous pairing in Italy. So here we are marrying the two by creating a creamy pecorino sauce for our pasta in the style of a cacio e pepe sauce. As the pasta cooks, it makes the water it is boiling in starchy. In the authentic Italian way, we've added a bit of that hot, starchy pasta water to finely grated pecorino cheese to make a creamy pecorino paste. The only way to screw up the sauce is to add too much water or water that is too hot to the cheese. If you do that, you'll get a gooey, clumpy mess. Instead, drizzle in the hot pasta water a little at a time, stirring constantly. When your pecorino cheese sauce looks a little bit like ricotta, you can stop adding water. Never ever do we use a ton of butter or heavy cream in a dish like this to create the sauce.
Mi pare proprio che ci siamo.
And here we've just added a ladle of our hot pasta water to the toasted black pepper to infuse our pasta with a bit more flavor.
Oof.
Here we are using a pasta called paccheri, but you can use another type of tube pasta like rigatoni or penne. The hot starchy pasta water is already forming a little cream right in the pan. Time to add those mixed vegetables that we prepared earlier. Take the pasta off of the heat before mixing in the cheese sauce. This will also prevent your cheese from melting into a gooey mess. Instead, you'll have a creamy, deliciously cheesy sauce that's the envy of any Italian. Another ladle of pasta water, and in goes our cheese paste. And just as we do with our garden pasta, we do a simple mantecatura. So there you have it, 2 delicious and traditional Italian alternatives to the American Pasta Primavera. And if you liked this recipe or learned something new, give us a thumbs up. For more recipes like this from Italy and beyond, subscribe to our channel and click the bell for new video notifications. And buon appetito!